Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another session of Living World of Darkness, New York by Night. Tonight we find ourselves in Harlem, focusing on Mitchell Limey Rigby, as he waits in JD's Bar and Grill, a little rundown bar in Harlem, as he waits for a contact that he's called up. He's phoned a crooked copper by the name of Arthur Blight, who works on the Harlem Police Department. And he sits in a booth in the corner of the room, facing the entrance, so he sees when his associate walks in.
It takes about, let's say, 50 minutes after you've sat down before Arthur Blight makes his way into the jazz club. He has a cap on, a different attire that you're used to, as though he's trying to blend in, but doesn't do this very often. He's one of those beat cops. They try to do their best, but at the end of the day, they're the type of bastards that will gladly hit you with the stick if you'll just shut up.
As he walks in, if he looks around the room, which I'm sure you walk into a room, you check it out, he'll see Limey sat down in a corner, sort of hunched over a table, like a little dark corner of the room. He sort of raises a hand and waves, and gives a small grin and nods at him.
Takes a quick look to the left and right. Walks over and slides into the seat without even walking. What do you want, Limey?
Good evening, Detective Inspector. Good evening. You not sleeping?
Is there a reason why you brought me through this shithole?
Oh, that's not very nice. My close friends prop up this bar. And yes.
Friends of yours, eh? You might have to rock them up sometime, man.
Nah, nobody would be interested in. Not a hero couple like yourself. They're only little men, run-of-the-mill types. However, I didn't bring you here for your delightful company or small talk. No, I called you here on a matter of business.
What?
Very glad you've asked. See, I need some information on a certain officer who works in Staten Island.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why ask me for, man? I don't work on Staten Island.
No, I know you don't work Staten Island, but you can move around the area with some degree of impunity. There's a fort in Staten Island, Fort Wadsworth. Do you know it?
Yeah, that's one of them. It's an abandoned fort, I suppose. Why?
See, abandoned is a very non-applicable word in this situation. It's very occupied, currently by a gang that runs out of Staten Island. Now, I don't know their name. I know that they have a sugar skull and a cock's foot as their logo, and they make their home in this fort. Now, such an occupation, I'm certain, hasn't gone unseen by the local police force. But you know what gangs in New York are like. They're pretty hard to get their hands on. I need to find out who would be in charge of the case.
And why the fuck do you need me? I know some of them Staten Island assholes, but I don't see why I should have interest here, man.
You don't see why you should have interest.
As he sort of puts his hand on the table and makes this kind of movement.
He sort of looks at his hand, then he looks back at him with a bemused look on his face. He sort of shakes his head and rests his elbows on the table. He says, "So I don't think you understand. This deal is not a negotiation, unfortunately."
Okay, okay. And he's about ready to get up and leave. He sort of pushes it onto the table.
Oh, I'd hold it up there, detective. I'd hold it up there. And he reaches his hand into his breast pocket and he pulls out a small, like a small pile of Polaroid pictures. And he sort of begins to flick through them and like laughing and pointing every so often, like, "That's an interesting one." And then he looks back up at him. He says, "I'd sit down, detective."
He sort of leans forward to take a peek, because sure, he's got a little bit of interest in what the fuck you're laughing about.
You see, one of the brothels that you frequent around Harlem, of which I understand there's a considerable amount, but one of your favourites has some very, very interesting photographs on file. Very interesting.
He sits down. Is it Sheila?
Oh, yes, it's Sheila. All of Sheila. In rather explicit detail. And also yourself. I mean, I must admit, they didn't exactly capture your best side, but it's certainly distinguishable as you.
For viewers, Sheila, transvestites, prostitutes, the one with a penis and boobies. as Arthur just
So, detective,
yeah.
you now understand that I'm holding, and he fans the photos out in front of him and holds them in one hand and says, "You now understand that in this particular scenario, I hold all of the cards."
Oh, yeah, you do. Alright, so what the fuck do I need to do to make sure that these don't find its way to my wife and kids?
Oh, it's really very simple. As I've already asked, you simply need to ask around in the Staten Island side of town and ask who's handling the case on the gang who occupy Fort Wadsworth. And he slips a piece of paper over with the gang symbol on it. Says, "I'm not sure of their name, but I'm sure it's not going to be too difficult for you to find out. An upstanding member of the NYPD such as yourself."
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Slides the paper over, looks at it, slides it in his pocket. Out his hand for the pictures.
"Oh, no. I think I'll be keeping these. But I'll tell you what, why don't you have a memento?" And he flicks one across the table. And it lands. And it's as he promised, a compromising photo. Uh, it's it's quite an imaginative.
It's one with Arthur on his knees.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Arthur on his knees. Selfie time.
He just grabs it, crumbles it up.
Well,
You're a downright asshole, you know that.
I'm very glad we understand one another, detective. Now, if anybody's around out of town, you're going to be in some serious trouble. I suggest you run away.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna get a call. You're gonna get a call. Don't worry, don't worry. And he gets up, gives you one dirty look, as though to say, "I know your face, boy." And he makes his exit.
Well, Limey will sort of sit for a moment, look at the pictures one last time before stuffing them in his pocket, look vaguely pleased with himself for a moment. A small smile plays across his lips. And then he gets up and sticks a hand in his pocket and slopes out of the bar. Um, that's where we end our scene. Thanks for watching.